Greetings, fellow traders. Pumpkin here. It's time for the lunchtime market update for Wednesday, May the 19th, 2021. I hope everybody's having a great trading day today. This is brought to you by Positive Trends Research, and everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome. Good. All right, well, let's check and see where we are with the market here today. So SPX, guys, down 24 points, but not as bad as it was earlier with the gap down. So we've had a little bit of a dip by here today. Weekly chart still an inside week. McClellan Oscillator still hanging in there, so we'll keep an eye on that one. Daily chart, wow, what a bounce off of the 50-day moving average here today, guys. So, I asked yesterday, I said, has the sentiment changed? Which gap is going to fill first? Here, we were a lot closer to this one, right, going into the weekend, right? But I put it out there because it was there's multiple wave counts on here, right? There's a bearish wave count here. This is kind of wave 1 down, wave 2, wave 3, right? But also, this could have just been an ABC pullback. This could be wave 1, wave 2. We still haven't taken out this level right here, so this still could be wave 1, wave 2, and then we could see a wave 3 up. So really just kind of watching the price action and see how things played out. Now, we were bearish going into today. Why? Because we had a close below the ADMA, right? We also had some other tools that we use as well to help us find that there were some good opportunities, and we looked at those going into today as well. So I'll profile one of those here at the end of the through some of the charts that we look at. So let's take a look at the SPY though and see what kind of volume is coming in here today. So it's pretty decent here. Again, a big bounce off the 50-day moving average, big bounce off of its trend line. Right, intraday, right, if we kind of zoom in here, right here, just a big V reversal here so far. Again, we drew this 618 retracement right here and thought it could be an area, and then in the bubble report this morning, we said, pull back a little bit more and start to work its way up. So it did give us a nice bounce right here, and it was actually not a horrible opportunity for a dip by this morning. Let's take a look at the S&P futures. Again, same thing, right? This has been kind of grinding its way up right here. So again, a nice bounce off of the signal zone. Double signal zones down here. We couldn't quite get to the open gap, right, which we were kind of hoping if we broke down there would be an amazing target, but just no real news, right? It's just kind of mostly technical moves right now. So one of those technical moves is a breakout over the geometric line, break, retest, go, right? And we're kind of coming up, looks like, to this trend line right here. So really that trend line, the geometric line, is the gap fill, right? So that would be very interesting. It wouldn't surprise me if they tried to get there today. So keep an eye on that one. And that's really, kind of the theme here today is what saved the market here today, right? Well, I mean, it was basically just no news, and your double bottom type move right here off of our signal zone. So really cool stuff there. MES again, same thing, right? So the big clue or the big key is the geometric line from overnight, right? So we just want to see if that one gets hit here later. The Qs, guys, kind of interesting stuff, right? So we've seen a pretty decent rally in this as well. It cracked through a couple geometric lines on its futures chart here and in here as well, just higher high, higher low, higher high. So every dip has been buyable on this one here today, which is very interesting. One of the things that we did see going on today was a lot of calls and a lot of puts is kind of balanced out here in the intraday volume. And what that does is it kind of shifts your gamma to be almost like net positive based on the intraday move. And so not surprised to see some dips buyable and kind of choppy too, which it feels like kind of positive gamma territory, right? So anyway, a couple other names here. Oh, let's take a look at this is the IWM, right? So we got a double bottom off that nice harmonic move off of that up here today. The XLF got almost maybe a shark pattern right here, but a lower low, right? So you got a 2B reversal off of this, and that ended up working its way up. The VIX, again, this is very interesting, right? So we talked about it this morning. It was strong at the open, right? So it gave us a couple little short opportunities, but mostly just to tack in profits from anything short overnight. But a nice spike here overnight and pulling back pretty handily. Let's see how it holds that gap. Now, this could leave us with some very interesting, if it holds this level right here, this gap, that could leave us with a very interesting power hour. So keep an eye out for any shenanigans at the end of the day. Don't forget today's Fed day. Well, not Fed day. It's Fed minutes day. So a lot of folks are waiting on, or the market seems to be waiting on this Fed minutes more than any other, right? So this is not speech day, right? No rate changes or anything like that. But any hint at more inflation or hawkish stuff out of the minutes could get the market going today, one way or the other. So keep an eye on that. And the other thing is that we have option expiration this week. So OPEX is on Friday, right? So, we might see some shenanigans. And then into next week, we could see some more activity, right, because of that. So cool stuff there. Anyway, here's Apple, guys. It's been a really, really choppy grinder here today. It actually kind of looks like a rising wedge after breaking out of the falling wedge here this morning. Tesla. So Tesla, guys, I'm just kind of doing its thing right here. It might pull back and test this prior signal zone right here. So we'll see if that holds as support or resistance. And then TGT, let's take a look. Target. This is kind of an interesting one, right? Because I was hoping for a gap and go on this one, but it pulled back enough right here to just run out of steam. There's a little bit of a pop over the pre-market highs to get to, I believe, fresh all-time highs right here. But now it's just kind of looking rising wedge, so a little bit of a little bit blah there. But Home Depot was a big winner for us this morning. We were bearish on this going into today. It was this week after earnings, right? And the market just closed weak yesterday, and this is one of our favorite names going into today. We also, like I said, we like Bank. City Financial was a good one, and Schlumberger was nice. But again, perfect pullback here to the 50-day moving average, and a great move down. So, and that was after pretty decent earnings too, right? So, but it was just a weak candle yesterday, increased volume, made for a good opportunity. So, anyway, we'll see how that holds these levels. Other than that, guys, we've got a few great chart requests out there. So the first one is Bitcoin. So let's take a look at old Bitcoin here today. So ended up holding a very important geometric line, right? This is pretty much the macro upward trend line, right? And we've been talking about it. And also the lower Bollinger Band there too, which is kind of cool. So it's hanging in there. We don't look like we're in full crash mode right now. A big lower shadow off the 200-day moving average, right? And the geometric line. So very important stuff here to kind of come back. But that was a huge inside day down. And we'll see how that holds here going into the rest of the day and into tomorrow. Coin, poor Kathy, down 13 points here again today. Got back to $200. Eventually this thing might get going, but I would maybe some accumulation might be in store for it. Piton, let's take a look at this one and see. So up about 5 cents from yesterday, inside day here so far. Uber, let's take another look at this one here too. Uber with a strong bounce off the 200-day moving average today. Nice find on that one. And JD with earnings today. That was an interesting one too. So big dip buy on this one. A lot of the Chinese names were looking pretty good there. K-Web. This is kind of one of the. This is kind of the zone right here. You got this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a wolf wave right here, right? Nice, interesting area right here. Let's see if this can pull its way up. Some folks like the wolf waves above the 2 to 4. Zone to try to get up to this level. It's kind of a scalpy-ish type move, so just see how it goes. But that was out of the sweet zone right there for the sweet area for that wolf wave on JD, which is pretty cool. Facebook, let's take a look. Facebook, good dip buy on this one, back into the range, so a nice whoops reversal on that one. Strong candle here so far. Let's see if any volume comes in into the end of the day. And AMD. Lots to talk about AMD here, guys. Chart's looking pretty interesting overall, right? So if you kind of look at this, it does look, I know it's a mess, but it does sort of look like a head and shoulders, which is typically bullish, right? So it's pushing up nicely off of this here today. Nice bullish engulfing candle, so let's see if that gets any follow through going into tomorrow. We'll see how the market closes today. I love the volume on this one. If the market ends up closing strong today, this might be one to look at for some follow through into tomorrow, so keep an eye on that one too. All right, guys, well, I appreciate the requests, and I hope everybody has an awesome rest of the trading day today. We'll see you guys in the market wrap, and until then, stay healthy out there, and remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game.